Well, it may have taken 4 days, but they got him. Police think they have their men or boys, whatever you want to call it. But in that Sweet 16 shooting in Alabama, where 4 people were killed and more than 30 people were hurt, they've arrested 3 people, young people. 2 of them brothers, just 16 and 17. They hauled in 16-year-old Travis McCulloch and his 17-year-old brother Tyrese McCulloch. 20-year-old Wilson Lamar Hill was also arrested. They're all going to be charged and treated as adults, charged with reckless murder. As I said, there were more than 30 people who were hurt and 4 who died. But one of the kids who was hurt is Shamiyah Laney. She was shot in the neck and in the jaw. And this is Shamiyah in her hospital bed, trying to recover, as her parents and her family desperately hope she's going to be okay, all things considered. Speaking of that family, I want to bring in Danielle Laney. That's Shamiyah's aunt. While Shamiyah's still in the hospital, everybody is praying for a quick recovery. Danielle, thanks so much for being with me tonight. And I am so sorry that you are going through this with your niece. How is she?
Thank you for having me. As of right now, she is currently back in the hospital. This is her 4th hospital since her traumatization started. And she's at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama right now. She has an infection and she's running a fever, so they're treating her for that right now.
Well, we're all praying for her speedy recovery. She's got a long road ahead of her, not just physically, but mentally, having gone through this. Danielle, did she see anything? Did she see who shot her? Did she see anybody shooting anyone that night?
So her story right now is still kind of fuzzy for her, just due to the fact that she's still traumatized. But as far as what she's told me, the only thing that she remembers as far as that night is the lights going off. And then the next thing she knew, she heard gunshots, and then people started running at that point.
So there was some discussion that the lights had come up and that family members of the Sweet 16 birthday girl were trying to get people with guns to leave. Did Shamiyah hear or see any of that?
That's correct. She said an announcement was made that if anyone in the building had a gun, that they needed to leave the building immediately.
And how long after that announcement did the gunshots ring out?
She said pretty much not soon after, because after she made the announcement, a few minutes later, they turned the lights out. And just as soon as the lights went out is when the gunshots rang out.
So there are 3 people who've been brought in. 2 of them are teenagers. And again, this was a Sweet 16. 16-year-old Travis McCulloch and his 17-year-old brother Tyrese McCulloch and a 20-year-old named Wilson Lamar Hill. Does Shamiyah know these names? Does she know anything about these 3 suspects?
No, none of the suspects were familiar to her, and none of the names sounded familiar to her.
And had she heard any rumors about any potential violence that might have happened that night? One of the victims said that the family said he was going there to warn another family member to leave because trouble might be brewing.
She did state that at one point there was talk at the party of someone having a gun, but that was right before the announcement was made. So at that point, they thought that they were safe and attempted to start back partying, and then that's when she said the gunshots rang out.
Danielle, did they talk about any kind of, teenage drama or angst that was surrounding this celebration or this party or the kids who were at the party? Were there any rumors going into the party or even after the shooting, in the aftermath, of problems that might have existed with some of the kids?
There were absolutely none that she knew of. She was excited about the party. She had been talking about it all week long. And even after the fact, she still was puzzled as to what happened or why this would happen to her.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.